Coming up on the Daily O, Governor Stitt addresses the people of Oklahoma.
And a grieving father wants to see change. All of this and more is coming up. The Daily O starts now. Thank you for joining us. As the 2026 legislative session kicks off, Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt gives his final State of the State speech. Stitt highlighted his 7 years in office as governor of a giant turnaround for the better Oklahoma. Stitt told lawmakers his proposals for new policies, which include a proposed taxpayer endowment fund, as well as setting up investment accounts for newborns. The governor told lawmakers not to get rid of any of his existing policies that have to do with finances after he leaves office. The session will continue for the following months.
One Oklahoma father is fighting for change after his toddler died from drugs. Jacob Toe has lost his 3-year-old son, Leo, to a fentanyl overdose in 2024. Toe has been fighting to create a new law that would require testing for parents under DHS supervision. Leo's mother has had issues with drug use and was with Leo when he passed away. Tao says that he is prepared to keep fighting until something changes. If the law passes, Oklahoma would be the first state to pass a law that would require this type of testing.
A popular bar is in the hot seat after a new confirmed case of measles. The bar facing heat is known as Logie's on the Corner, residing in Norman on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. The Oklahoma State Department of Health confirmed that someone visited the bar while contagious with measles. The OSDH representative Kendra Doherty says that the exposure most likely occurred during recent international travel. The department also says that measles starts like most respiratory viruses with normal symptoms such as a runny nose and a fever. If you are experiencing these symptoms, they are advising that you get tested immediately.
Today was an unfortunate day for cold weather haters, as Puxatawny Phil has seen his shadow. It means we got 6 more weeks of winter to go. Today marks the celebration of the much anticipated Groundhog Day. Phil the groundhog resides in the small town of Puxatawny, Pennsylvania, where he appears out of his humble abode to predict the forecast. This year, the furry creature ran back into his home after seeing his shadow, which means for the next 6 weeks, we'll have more winter. The news has sparked many cheers and boos. So for the people upset, they'll just have to wait until next year for Phil to rise again.
Well, it looks like we'll have to keep our winter coats on for just a little longer, but that does not stop us from going out. Aaron Stinson has our week preview of events going on in the state. Aaron?
Yeah, William, it might stay cold outside a little longer than some had hoped, but I've got some hot events going on in the state for you to go enjoy. Starting with tomorrow night, the Oklahoma City Thunder return from home after a 2-game road trip to take on the Orlando Magic. Tip-off at 7. Wednesday night, electronic dance artist Enzo is live at the Tower Theater in OKC at 8. And finally, on Thursday, Vincent Mason takes the stage at Kane's Ballroom at 7:30 p.m. Well, that's all I got for this week. Back to you guys.
With our friend Phil predicting 6 more weeks of winter, what will that look like here in Stillwater? Macy Strain is here to tell us what to expect tonight. Macy?
Yeah, we said 6 more weeks of winter, but it's not looking like that today here in Stillwater. As of right now, it is about 70 outside with a real feel of 70 degrees. We have a little bit of wind coming out of the south at about 4 miles per hour. And if we look at our live shot on the west side of campus, we can see that it is perfectly sunny outside. Little bit of cloud coverage out there, but nothing too crazy. I'll go ahead and send it back to the desk.
All right, Macy. When we return, a new boba shop in Stillwater gears up for a grand opening.
And a new way to enjoy music in Stillwater. The Daily O returns right after this.
Hi, welcome to Sugar Llamas.
Well, I'm the owner of Sugar Llamas here in Stillwater. My name is Chad O'Rourke. We want to create a customer-centric culture and create an experience for our customers when they come in. Our ice cream in particular, you can get it other places, but I'm only aware of like one other place besides the Sugar Llama in the state of Oklahoma that you can get it. We actually ship it in from up north, but when it comes to our coffee, you cannot get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere else in the world. You might find a blend similar to it, but you're not going to get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere but a Sugar Llama. It is proprietary to us. We really actually want to get more involved within our community. It's not just about making money, but it's about serving our community and becoming a part of the community here.
Ace in the Bowl salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl salsa is an olive oil based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
One drink shop in Stillwater is making a name for itself, and it hasn't even officially opened yet. Lucky Tea Boba House is one of the few places in Stillwater where tapioca lovers can get their fix. The boba shop was teased on Instagram in September and recently held its soft opening amidst the snowstorm. Just yesterday, they shared a reel announcing the grand opening date, which is set for this Thursday, February 5th. Lucky Tea House Boba will be open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. and will have gifts and giveaways on Thursday to celebrate the official opening. The Stillwater location is the fourth in the chain, with other locations in Broken Arrow, Owasso, and even Michigan.
That's not the only new business popping up in Stillwater this week, as a new record store is opening its doors. The Velvet Fudge Record Store has announced its grand opening this Saturday at 10 a.m. The opening is set to feature a ribbon cutting as well as free fudge. A variety of CDs, cassettes, and records isn't all Stillwater residents have to look forward to. The Velvet Fudge is also a music venue. On Saturday, Stillwater bands Peoria and Dreamsicle will be performing with Dimart, a band from Austin, joining them. Venue doors open at 6 p.m. and it's $10 at the door to attend the shows.
Lately, the state of Oklahoma has been living in some pretty cold conditions, but things may be heating up. Let's check back in with Macy in the Weather Center to see what we have to look forward to. Macy?
Yeah, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at our radars. So, moving in tonight, we're not going to see any rain, but we are going to see some cloud coverage move across the state. And then moving into tomorrow, we're going to see a little storm start to build up in the southeast corner of the state throughout the evening, and then that's just kind of fizzle out, move in and out around there, and just see some cloud coverage move across the state again into Tuesday. But looking at into Wednesday, we're going to see some storms build up in the northern part of the state. We shouldn't be seeing any rain in Stillwater, but we will see that in the Enid area, and we're just going to see those move down to the southern part of the state and fizzle in and out throughout the day. Some things I think everyone needs to look out for. We're going to see some moderate wind speeds the next couple days. Nothing too crazy, just a little bit of breeze outside. Like I said, cloud coverage with maybe possible rain chances, but nothing too much for Stillwater. And then we are going to see warmer temperatures throughout the next week than we've been seeing, but more on that later. I'll go ahead and give it back to Shay and Will.
All right, Macy, when we return, details on the current government shutdown in Washington.
And the 5-year-old detained by ICE returns home. The Dailyo returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it, it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
The United States House of Representatives is meeting today to put an end to the current government shutdown. The partial shutdown is due to a lapse in funding to multiple cabinet-level agencies, including the Departments of War, Homeland Security, and Treasury, among other government agencies and programs. Last Friday, the U.S. Senate passed a 5-bill funding package for all affected agencies that would keep them running through September. Today, the bill goes to the House for approval before the government can fully reopen. While there is hope that the shutdown will be brief in the wake of the 43-day shutdown last fall, Democratic leaders have expressed an unwillingness to support funding for agencies like the Department of Homeland Security in the wake of the ongoing situation in Minnesota.
Speaking of Minnesota, the little boy who was detained by ICE 2 weeks ago is now back home. On January 20th, 5-year-old Liam Ramos and his father were detained by immigration agents in Minnesota. The case drew widespread backlash and condemnation across social media, drawing the attention of anti-ICE politicians as an example of misconduct by the agency during President Trump's immigration crackdown. Both father and son were sent to an ICE detention facility in Texas, where they were visited by Democratic Representative from Texas, Joaquin Castro. Castro personally picked up and escorted Liam and his father back home over the weekend, stating in an X post, "Liam is now home with his hat and his backpack. Thank you to everyone who demanded freedom for Liam."
President Donald Trump is threatening legal action over comments at the Grammy Awards. Alexis Trindle has the details in our political pulse. Alexis?
That's right, guys. President Donald Trump has vowed to pursue legal action against comedian Trevor Noah over comments made about him at last night's Grammy Awards. The comments came shortly after Billie Eilish received the Grammy for the Song of the Year, with Noah going on to state that the president coveted Greenland in a similar manner to artists with the prestigious award. Noah went on to further state for the reason for the president's fixation with the Northern Territory was, quote, because Epstein's island is gone. He needs a new one to hang out with Bill Clinton. The president was quick to take social media platforms, stating he would be sending his lawyers to sue for what he calls a false defamatory statement. That's all we have for the politics. Back to you guys at the desk.
In the Middle East, tensions are growing between the U.S. and Iran to the point of potential military action. In recent weeks, the United States has moved a small fleet of warships to the Persian Gulf, a carrier strike group, including the USS Abraham Lincoln. This show of force is in response to the continuous violent suppression of protests across the nation, with the situation exacerbating as negotiations involving the removal of nuclear weapons from Iran have come to a standstill. The senior advisor to Iran's supreme leader stated that any military action from the United States, from any location and at any level, will be considered the start of a war. There is currently no planned date for talks to resume.
The mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie has suddenly gone missing as of last Sunday. 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was last seen inside her home in Tucson, Arizona Saturday night and was reported missing around noon the following day. Guthrie was reported to be of sound mind, ruling out any potential cause due to dementia or similar ailments. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos went on to state, "We do in fact have a crime scene. We do in fact have a crime." Nanos went on to add that search and rescue personnel have been sent home after a brief search on Sunday, indicating the investigation has gone from a missing persons case to a potential criminal investigation.
Cowboy Wrestling earned an upset win over the weekend. Alyssa Brandon is in the Sports Corner with more right after this.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but if not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alva when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back to the Daily O, and welcome into the Sports Corner. I'm Alyssa Brandon. Now let's see what's going on in sports. It was a thrilling weekend on the mat for Cowboy Wrestling. After picking up a 34-3 win versus Northern Iowa, Cowboys absolutely take it to number 3 overall Iowa State, pulling off a crucial top 5 upset. Starts off here with 125-pounder Troy Spratly getting the Cowboys rolling with a 3-1 decision victory over 12th-ranked Cyclone. Gallagher was just rowdy from then on. And then it was college wrestling sensation Jack Forrest's turn. And with an Iowa State backup in, Forrest quickly took down his opponent 16-0. Cowboys go on to win the first 7 matches, highlighted by a statement win at 149. With, look at this here, Casey Swiderski getting some sweet, sweet revenge. The former Cyclone scored in the 3rd period to defeat 6th Jacob Frost. And then Iowa State with a little energy late takeaway wins in the last 3 matches, but up by as many as 24 in the duel, it was too little, too late, and the Cowboys dominate for a 24-9 victory. The Cowboys are now just a little over a month away from the Big 12 championship and NCAA championship. And for head coach David Taylor, that is the goal, but the journey won't be easy.
It's wrestling. You know, like you want to be a national champ, like you're going to wrestle some good guys. It's just not an easy path. It's not an easy sport that we choose to do. And coming to Oklahoma State's not the easy answer. You know, you're coming here to pursue being the best. So, you know, and as a team, we're believing in that more and more and more. You know, we do have a young team, but we have really good leadership on our team. And this weekend was a lot of growth, and we're going to keep making growth. And we'll just keep better. If you look, I think where this team was in the beginning of the year and where it is now, we're significantly better, and we're going to keep getting better. And that's just what we're focused on doing.
Women's basketball made it look easy last night in Arizona. The Cowgirls cruised to an 88-69 win over the Wildcats, improving to 18-5 overall and 7-3 in conference play. Arizona dropping back to 10-11 overall and 1-9 in conference play, nearing last place in the Big 12. Now, it was the usual Cowgirl names dominating the box score. Micah Gray and Staley Hurd leading the way with 23 points each, followed by Nicole Akot with 22. And then Jaden Wooten adding 12 with 8 assists. Now, despite a few late attempts from the Arizona offense, OSU never let their lead slip in the fourth. The Cowgirls are staying now in Arizona for one more game against Arizona State, which will be played Wednesday night. Moving over to the track, the Cowboys and Cowgirls continue to break records. At the Razorback Invitational, Billa Jepkiruri beat her own school record in the 3K. Jepkiruri hasn't had an indoor appearance since 2024 and came back like she never left, clocking a time of 8:45.22, ranking her 5th in the NCAA. Olivia Vaitatita set a school record in the pentathlon with 4,167 points. Then, on the men's side, Pradeep Kumar broke the Indian national record in the 800 meters and secures 3rd overall in OSU history. Cooper Moore's performance in the heptathlon with over 5,000 points ranked him 2nd in school history. And then for the mile, 4 Cowboys finished with a time under 4 minutes. Cowboy and Cowgirl track and field is back on the track in 2 weeks in Fayetteville. Well, America's Brightest Orange is taking on a new look. Cowgirl softball debuting the Pinstripe Pokes. Their new uniform features a traditional cream color with a classic pinstripe addition. And of course, that classic cowboy orange that we always see. Now, we'll get to see those new uniforms on the diamond soon. The Cowgirls start up their 2026 season this Thursday in Palo Alto, California versus Stanford. Now, let's take a look. The Cowgirl softball uniforms, I think these are just the best white uniforms that we might maybe have in all of OSU sports, but we'll have to see, and you'll have to check them out on the diamond. Well, that is a look at today's sports, but don't go anywhere. Up next, a new archaeological find in Mexico. William and Shay have it right after this.
I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma. I think my grandparents ate.
Fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
The 2026 Grammys have come and gone. Abby Walston has that and more in your A-List update. Abby?
Yeah, guys. The Grammys were a star-studded and tear-filled night for all involved. Olivia Dean took home Best New Artist after having a breakout year
following her hit song, Man I Need. Record of the Year went to Kendrick Lamar and SZA, to no one's surprise, for their song Luther, which performed at last year's Super Bowl. Speaking of Super Bowl performers, this year's halftime headliner Bad Bunny had quite the night. He took home 3 Grammys last night for Best Global Music Performance, Best Musica Urbana Album, and Album of the Year. The artist was moved to tears after winning Album of the Year. He was so emotional it took him quite some time to be able to go on stage and collect his award. And even though this last night was for celebration, it also marked the end of a 54-year run of the Grammys being hosted on CBS. Trevor Noah hosted for his last time, and as the credits rolled, a tribute to the show's time on CBS ran. Well, that's all I have for your A-List update. Back to you guys at the desk.
A 1,400-year-old tomb was just discovered in Mexico. Scientists from the Mexico National Institute of Anthropology and History have found a tomb belonging to the Zapotec people, a tribe similar to that of the Mayans or Aztecs originating from around 6 BCE. The tomb, located in San Paulo, Huitzo, bears a frieze of an enormous owl head with a man's face trapped in its beak as its main feature. Scientists theorize the face may represent the man buried inside the tomb. The site is one of the most intact and informative archaeological pieces found in the past decade and could hold key insight into the culture and traditions of the Zapotec people.
Taking a look at our National Day Spotlight, today is National Tater Tot Day. These bite-sized snacks were created in Oregon by the Grigg brothers in 1934. What started as scraps of French fries quickly became one of the most popular snacks in the country. From lightly salted to covered in chili and cheese, there's a variety of ways to enjoy this snack. One way people are celebrating today is by making tachos, which are tater tots topped with cheese, bacon, and jalapenos. Whether you're making a batch of tachos for friends and family or enjoying them as a side dish, today is the perfect day to indulge in some tater tots.
Well, before we go, let's head back to the Weather Center where Macy Strain has our 7-day forecast. Macy?
Yeah, guys, let's take a look at that 7-day. Today we had a high of around 64 with a low at about 33. And moving into Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to see highs in the mid to low 50s and lows in those mid 30s. And then looking at Thursday and Friday to end the week, we're going to see highs in the mid 60s and lows in the low to mid 30s. And then moving into the weekend, we're going to see those highs in the mid 60s and those lows in the high 30s.
Well, guys, with it being National Tater Tot Day, how do we feel about tater tots at the desk?
You know, I just feel like tater tots are good, but like French fries are like kind of better.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Honestly, I'm in like the same boat. If I have tater tots, I'm going to be really specific. I want them coming from a specific place, and I want them to be really crispy and salty. Otherwise, I'm team tater tots all the way.
That's fair.
I mean team French fries. Oops.
French fries over here. Let's go.
I love tater tots, but if I had to choose, I'm so sorry.
No, you're okay. Go
If I had
ahead.
to choose a kind of potato, I gotta go mashed potatoes. What about you, Macy?
Really? I'm with Shay and Alyssa on this one. You know, I like tater tots, but I would much rather have French fries at the end of the day.
All right, we're all in agreement, but that's a look at today's headlines. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check out the Daily O tomorrow and the rest of the week for the rest of the latest happening here in Stillwater and across the state. For the Daily O, I'm William Manzel.
And I'm Shay Falconer. Thank you for joining us, and have a great night, everyone.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alva when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Thank you for coming to Stay and Play Pet Resort. This is where we can board your pet at any time for your convenience and make them feel at home. We have 5 different kennels for your pet. We have luxury suites that come with TV, camera, fireplace, the webcam,